Hook It and Cook It. From the catch to the kitchen, it's your front row seat to learn mouth-watering new ways to fix seafood. It's time for Hook It and Cook It.
Welcome to Hook It and Cook It. I'm your host, Frank Willem. Today we're cooking Eggplant Napoleon and blackened shrimp. Chef Rob Stinson from Salute Italian Restaurant is here to show us how to make it. But before we cook it, we gotta hook it.
Pink, white, brown, most all of us like shrimp. When shrimpers haul in their net, they hope to find them filled with crustaceans. Then into the ice-filled hold they go. But what happens next? Jim Gunkel, with Quality Seafood, knows he gets them by the ton.
Our shrimp comes in. We have a lot of local shrimpmen that shrimp for us all over the coast. And usually when they're coming in, or as they're about to come in, they'll call us and they'll say, hey, we got 4, 5, 10,000 pounds, whatever it might be, and they'll bring it down to the dock and load it up, and they'll bring it to our dock back here, and then we'll unload it, and then we'll put the shrimp out here.
There's nothing like seafood fresh from the Gulf to start a great recipe.
The smell of boiling shrimp is bound to fire up your taste buds, and we Americans love our shrimp, consuming 4.1 pounds per person per year. That's 50% more than the runner-up seafood, canned tuna. All right, we've got our shrimp. Now they need a place on the plate. When we come back, we'll stack our Eggplant Napoleon.
It starts with a nice piece of our eggplant, tomato, mozzarella, and then a little dab of our balsamic.
Welcome back to Hook It and Cook It. Later we'll blacken our shrimp, but right now Chef Rob Stinson from Salute Italian Restaurant is in the kitchen getting ready to make the Eggplant Napoleon.
What we're gonna do, we're gonna start this dish off. This is kind of a classic in Italy where you have tomato, fresh mozzarella, and beautiful basil, and people call it a caprese salad. And it's everywhere in Rome and in Naples and in Tuscany, and I love the combination. So one day I got this wild hair and I thought, let me try throwing in something hot and crispy. So it's a dish about contrast, if you would. So where the contrast is and what makes it different is beautiful, fresh eggplant. And we have a lot of it right here in our state, which is really cool. So I like to kind of start off, and this is your typical slice of an eggplant. It's a little big for what we need. So I'm gonna take and save a portion that we would use in another dish, and then just move those to the side and take these 3 pieces, and we're gonna do really what's a pane in Italy, which is flour, egg wash, and Italian breading. Okay, so really simple. So let's go ahead, dust it lightly in flour. And I love the whole concept of pane because it's so versatile. I don't care if it's seafood, if it's beef, they pane anything in Italy. So we're gonna set these in this side and do 3 pieces because this is gonna be a stacked dish, hence the name Napoleon. So it's kind of like the Napoleon dessert that everyone knows and loves, but it's a savory dessert, if you would.
Well, it's looking good already. And now from what I understand, some of the, I guess the experience that went into this creative process is you actually went there, right, and spent some time.
Years, 7 years on and off, and really more to go there to define a great Italian wine list. I was really, really lucky to go study Italian wines all over Italy.
Took you 7 years to come up with a wine list?
Well, there's, all right, now hold on. There's more variety of wine in Italy, 649 different varieties.
And you tried them all?
And I did in 7 years. Trust me, I did. Ask anybody who really knows me. Yeah, I'm an expert on wine. But the fun part of it is that each region has so many different styles of wine, and you could literally spend an entire lifetime and probably never try them all. And we'll do a little bit of cleanup here.
Alrighty.
And then we're gonna go ahead and actually put this in a little bit of olive oil and kind of lightly brown them. Now let's go ahead, while that's cooking, I'm gonna go ahead and get the tomato sliced, 3 nice slices of a beautiful, local, fresh tomato. And look at that. That's what makes this. It's got to be beautiful and ripe for a good caprese salad to really be effective.
And you grew these yourself, right?
I would love to say that, but obviously I'd be lying like a...
Come on, you got to work with me here.
Unbelievable! I can't do that. All right, fresh mozzarella di bufala. A lot of people have never seen it, although now it's available in a lot of stores. You know, you see it everywhere now. So I love to use it, and we're known. We bring this in through New York, and we're the only restaurant on the coast that actually uses this. There's a lot of different styles, but I love grande cheese. It's an Italian family that moved to New York, and they do just top-notch work. So now we've got our tomatoes ready. We have some beautiful basil that I've already slivered over here.
Okay.
And when all this kind of comes to pass, it'll be kind of neat. Let's move over on this side, and we're going to take a look and just turn these. See how nice and golden brown they are?
About how long do you cook them?
You know, it really takes just about 2 to 3 minutes per side. Now that the oil's hotter, it won't take as long for that bottom side. But the key to this, like I said, this is about contrast. So you want to have a lot of contrast in the way we present this. So I'm going to actually set this. Now, we have these beautiful containers. If people in the restaurant business are familiar with them, they know they are called save-a-days. And the idea of it is that it will actually take the oil that is residual on that food and let it drain. So I like to kind of sit there. Look at how beautiful though and glistening that is. So anyhow, on that note, let me go ahead, and what we're going to do is just kind of put this together, because this is a fun one. All right, so we'll take the aioli and just kind of zigzag it across the plate.
Okay.
It starts with a nice piece of our eggplant, tomato, mozzarella, and then a little dab of our balsamic. And then some slivered basil we just let kind of drape all over the dish. And I have ladies who come in who tell me this is just their meal in and of itself, but with the grilled shrimp that we're going to cook, it is perfect as a neat, unique, it really is an appetizer that I don't think anyone has ever done. I've never seen it before.
When we come back, we'll get our shrimp going and then top things off.
And then really just the grilled shrimp right on top of the mixed greens. Kind of light and healthy. We touch it with a little bit of our seasoned olive oil, and that's it.
Welcome back to Hook It and Cook It. Chef Rob Stinson from Salute Italian Restaurant is ready to get our blackened shrimp going. Okay, well, we have the Eggplant Napoleon ready, and you're making me wait.
I know. You're dying in anticipation.
So let's get through this next step here. What do we have here?
All right, well, you know, we have to go to the seafood side of Salute. And like I said, at least half our menu is seafood. What we're gonna have a little fun with, okay, we do a seasoning for the people who need it that is got no salt when I do my show on public broadcasting called Fit to Eat. And I make a blackened seasoning up that basically is paprika, all the peppers, white, black, and red. Has a little sage, has a little oregano, has a little basil, and garlic powder and onion powder. And if you caught all that, you got a great new recipe, because I wasn't giving that one away either. But all kidding aside, it's a really nice blend because you get all the flavor, but you get no salt. And you really don't need it because there's natural salt in the shrimp.
Or you can add it, I guess, too.
Right. So we do a blackened shrimp, and this is going to be our tapas that we do, which is really kind of a light way of eating it. And as I'm getting into our marketplace, I'm finding there's a lot of people who are trying to find smaller portions of food. So that became our focus.
And healthy
Absolutely.
Too, right, yeah.
That became a big focus of ours. And then we do like a lot of neat seasoned oils. We actually sell this at Salute. You know, we make this from scratch with basically black peppercorns, seared garlic, rosemary, and sun-dried tomatoes. And it really is a neat way, and it doesn't need much. Watch, as you put it in here, you'll see. The focus is, I don't know if many people realize it, but when you put oil into a dish, do you know how many grams of fat are in a tablespoon? 12 grams. Now, the average person shouldn't have more than 20 a day if you're really trying to drop weight or watch your weight. So you really don't need much. I move that off the heat because I can tell the pan is plenty hot. And we're just going to kind of let the shrimp sit there and kind of sear themselves. Move this other pan over, because what we do with this dish is serve it with some beautiful fresh sliced vegetables. So while that is cooking over there, I thought it might be kind of fun. We just kind of peek at it. And it doesn't take long to cook shrimp. We're going to kind of take that now that it's off the heat and let it cook thoroughly. I like to keep them that way so you sear them and the juice stays
And then they
in.
slow cook because they're off the heat.
And it's
right,
such
yeah.
a great taste and a great flavor. And I mean, you can do them over a char grill. It's just such a nice way to me. We cook them on a flat metal grill in the restaurant. But anyhow, all right, veggies, knife skills. All right, gang. Everybody out there, when they see something like this, they're like, how on earth do they cut something that easy? I mean, that simple and that thin. And it really is not hard. You use your fingers as a groove, cut the end off, and then as you do it, you're literally just moving down the knife point, and you keep your fingers turned under so you're not like chopping your finger off.
Right.
You know, but I swear to God, it's funny. I've done a lot of different cooking classes, and if there's one thing, there's really two things people have a hard time with, is flipping something in a skillet and cutting. So I thought it'd be kind of fun to talk about that a little bit. But what we do, we slice all this ahead, so when you order it, it's seared when you order it. Doesn't sit in a table, doesn't sit in a steam
the chopping
table.
and all that, yeah.
Yeah, or it doesn't get, you know, old and soggy. So Salute is really known for great fresh quality. So let's do the same thing, just a light bit of our oil. And I love it because it really is a healthier way to eat. Let's see, we got a peppercorn, I think, blocking us right there. There we go. And again, don't need a lot.
Because the flavors are infused in the oil, so
Well, you have that, but we're going to start off with some onion, diced onion,
Okay.
a little fresh diced garlic, and then just throw our veggies in there. Just a touch of salt and pepper. So really, very light, you know, nice and fresh, and we cook them that way every single day.
Well, you talked a lot about salutes, but you just brought up France. You've had a lot of experience with different types of not just seafood and Italian, but Mexican, the whole gamut, right?
Yeah, I mean, we're thrilled. In Biloxi right now, we have Baja Beach, which is the only Tex-Mex restaurant on the coast. We're rated #1 in the state, by the way, which I thought was really cool.
Wow.
The Reef with Marty Wilson's magnificent mural.
That is gorgeous. It really is.
I swear, it's one of a kind, and it has been just the hit from day one.
How big is that thing physically?
It is the largest original work of art in the state of Mississippi, 190 feet by 70 feet. Wow. You would not believe what I had to go through to get the city to allow me to create a work of art like that. They were like, it's signage. I said, where on there does it say our name? That is not signage. This is not signage.
This is art.
This is art. And Marty was so determined on it, too. But, it really was kind of a fun project. And then our newest is Pelican Wharf, which is kind of a lighter, healthier Cajun grill, along with all the classic Cajun seafood as well. So, anyhow, but I love being on the beach in Biloxi. You can walk out there in the sand. Pelican Wharf is actually the only restaurant where you can legally buy liquor with your feet in the sand on the entire coast. Did you know that?
I did not. I will
go
go
try to make that happen, too.
I'll have to try that out, too.
Yeah, which is really kind of fun because we have a volleyball court down there. We do all kinds of fun games at Pelican Wharf. It's really kind of neat to be on the beach. And with the new upcoming Biloxi Boardwalk, I think it'll really fit in. So now, let's put the veggies right on the side. This is such a simple and easy, light dish.
Oh, yeah. Boy, it smells great, I'll tell you that.
Isn't that neat? And then really just the grilled shrimp right on top of the mixed greens. Kind of light and healthy. We touch it with a little bit of our seasoned olive oil, and that's it.
When we return, I've got my taste buds set for blackened shrimp and eggplant Napoleon.
Isn't that nice? You can have
that's
that
pretty
that way.
cool. That's pretty cool.
Let's do this and give you a shrimp
right,
to go
all
with
right.
it, because I think that is like the perfect little treat right there.
Oh, yeah. Let's get back in the kitchen with Chef Rob. It's time to unstack this unique Mediterranean dish. All right, well, you've been teasing me and killing me. Now it's time, right?
I think you've earned it, all right?
Good, well, I'm ready, man.
So, what I was going to say, I think it's really kind of neat to have great dishes like this because these are perfectly complementary. You have the flavor and the contrast over here, just great local seafood, some fresh seared veggies. So the way I do this is kind of neat. I'll take the pick out, we can move it right to the side, and then with 2 forks, you can take it layer by layer. And isn't that nice? You can have
that's pretty
that way.
cool. That's pretty cool.
Let's do this and give you a shrimp to go with it because I think that is like the perfect little treat right there.
Oh, yeah.
And you can go to town with that one. I was going to talk about something while you're trying that. It's exciting to me to see what's going on in downtown Gulfport with the aquarium coming. The port is booming. You've got a new casino coming, the Markham Hotel being built, and renovated. So a lot of stuff. And then talk about the beach in Biloxi, huh?
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
there's you want a half dozen restaurants in a row down there, right?
We can go that far. But I tell you what, it's exciting to feel the synergy of people coming to the Gulf Coast again. Seeing that unique? It's really totally different than anything I think people will have ever tried.
Well, it's a texture difference, but it's also, you have the cool cheese and then mozzarella, and then you have the tomato. This is excellent. I've had a lot of dishes at a lot of your restaurants. This is as good as anything I've had. I'll tell you, it's excellent.
Thank you very much. I think the fun challenge is to keep it new and fresh. We're 8 years old at Salute. And with us, we just renovated our bar area to really enlarge it and kind of change the dimension of what we want to offer. So this is the food that has become so popular in the bar area. And now I find people coming in for lunch, and this would be a great lunch.
Oh, yeah.
Or 2 appetizers as opposed to one big heavy meal,
Exactly, yeah.
And I think it makes it a lot of fun, and people will share both of them together. So a lot of fun new stuff going on at Salute. A lot of fun stuff going on downtown at Kelly's at our sports bar too. I just put a new menu out there, and I'm so excited about it. Yeah, it really gives Kelly's more of a feel of a real restaurant menu, where before it was kind of like bar grub.
Yeah.
Now, if you look at it, I don't know, it might be my favorite new menu, the way it came out. So lots of choices, great food. You can get food there till 1 or 2 in the morning on the weekend, and then having 40 different craft draft beers. It's some of the best choice on beer anywhere on the coast.
Well, I'll tell you, the one thing that's been consistent since you started with Long Beach Lookout was the first one.
Absolutely.
Is the type of food you've had has always been different, and it's been unique. That's the main thing. And I guess just a lot of that experience of traveling around different areas, spending 7 years drinking wine, having plenty of time to think about it, right? Yeah.
The other thing I really want to make sure people know out there too is everyone is a casual approach. So you feel comfortable walking in there in shorts and a t-shirt, or I have people who come in there in suits and ties as a dress-up go-out night. I think our forte has been that we can fit the mold for pretty much anything people are looking for. And I think that's important in today's market, especially with our tourists.
I think so.
I mean, our tourists come down here and it's 98 degrees.
They don't want to be dressed up. That's right.
So walking along the beach, it's really made it nice that they can go into the Reef or into Baja or into Pelican and have a casual approach, And it's exciting to see, when the boardwalk is complete, it'll connect that entire area of Biloxi so they can walk along the beach and decide what restaurant do they go into.
Yeah, that'd be really slick.
Yeah, I'm excited.
And lots of good choice. I think the biggest problem now is choosing which one to go to, right?
That's a good problem, I hope. I hope that's a good problem to all of you out there, because I tell you what, I believe it's all about your choices. You guys have been so supportive of everything that I have done and our team has done, and I can't say thank you enough. I really can't.
Salute's, I can go anytime and try this, right?
Absolutely.
Oh, all right.
Well, there's been this constant question since I've opened, and I have done this on purpose, and the chef I trained with in Italy would kill me. But I have said salute on TV, and I have said salute on TV. So people constantly ask me, which way is right?
Which is it?
Which way is right? All right, well, if you're an Italian and you're in Italy, there's absolutely no doubt you would say salute. Every vowel at the end of a word is accented.
Okay.
Now, the reason that I say salute is because salute in that beautiful building is a little imposing. I'm afraid people will think it's a formal dining, experience, when we're anything but that. We're much more of a casual, fun environment.
Yeah, right.
So I have purposely kind of said it both ways to hopefully take away from this, salute ristorante. Oh my God, that must cost a lot of money, But honestly, I've done it and I've had such a great time with it that now it's become a fun issue. And I swear, I get the question every day. I really do. And everybody who has seen, and I know people get tired of seeing me on TV, but at the same point, it makes it fun because I try to make that name known either way.
Sure.
So it makes a good time.
Well, salute or salute, both ways is good.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And what a pleasure, man.
Thank you. My pleasure, Rob.
Great time cooking with you.
Well, you learned how to make a unique blackened shrimp and eggplant Napoleon dish. My thanks to Chef Rob for sharing his recipe. And don't forget, you can find that recipe on our Facebook or webpage. Join us next time for another delicious episode of Hook It and Cook It.